maybe we can just take one small detour as we wait for the economic survey to begin. The Biocon Biologics earnings set was a weak one for the third quarter. It's earnings season in full flow. So why not play out this piece of this interview that my colleague Vinnii conducted with the MD and CEO, Shreehas Tambe, and she began by asking him about the results themselves. Listen in.
For your benefit of your viewers, just reflect on the quarter that's gone by. It's a very significant quarter for Biocon Biologics because it marked the completion of a full year of having run the business as Biocon Biologics as a fully integrated company on our own. And this is very important because that was an acquired business. It was something that we hadn't done ever as a company. And I'm very proud the way the teams responded, where we've seen very strong customer confidence, where market shares have grown across all key markets and across all products. So that's something very, very comforting in terms of how the market, how the customers, patients, physicians have perceived the company and the acquisition. The second thing I think which is very important that just went past in this particular quarter was the debt management effort that we had put in place. So that's behind us. And I think what is very, very important is the delayed FDA approvals, which were long awaited, came through in this quarter. So the quarter, apart from the numbers that we are talking about and you referred to, there's several other milestones that will enable the company going forward. So to respond to your questions, I think these building blocks that we were long waiting for, I'm very happy to report that those are now falling into place. So the coming quarters, what you should expect, because we've tried to avoid giving guidance for a very long time, is that those look brighter and in line with what our expectations have been. So we will continue to grow the business. We'll have 5 products launching in the next 12 months. And we will be looking to see mid-20s EBITDA margin contribution. So a very, very exciting future, Vinnii, for those watching Biocon Biologics.
Shreehas, I just wanted a clarification one thing. So when I was seeing the press release, so there's this core EBITDA margin that is given. When I'm just looking at it versus last year, I don't know if it's fair to compare it, but I was taking it from the press release. So 26% in Q3 FY23 versus 27% in Q3 FY24. Just trying to understand what is this decline that we're seeing here. You said that margin trajectory is expected to be in these mid-20 ranges, so we could expect 26% to continue, right?
The reason you see a shift is because some of these operating costs will move between quarters. And we probably also just had an earnings call where we guided that some of these costs you saw being, as we completed some of the settlements, moved from Q2 to Q3. And as we get into Q4, you will see them getting balanced and you will see an improvement in that core margin profile. So you're right to point that out, but it's not a reflection on the core health of the business.
Okay, so that's not a worry there. It'll come back again in Q4 is what you're highlighting. Shreehas, one more thing I want to know, and this is, the US FDA during this quarter had validated biologics license application, and this is for denosumab, the biosimilar over there. So I want to understand, and what is it that, which geographies have you filed in for? What is it that the factors, when are we expecting the launches coming in from this front? Because, this is something that is interesting the street as well.
Yeah, and so denosumab is a large asset. It has 2 indications, one in bone health and the other in oncology. So it's 2 indications, 2 brands. The way the regulatory process works in the United States or even in Europe is you make a submission to the regulator, and the regulator then reviews your application to see if it's suitable for them to go and review it. And that's when they validate the application saying, okay, you have met the base criteria for us to go and start reviewing your application. And that's when they say that it's validated, and now we are willing to review it, and you get a goal date by which they will make a determination on your application. It's a very important milestone because unless you are validated, your review process itself does not begin. So it was an important milestone for us to have achieved this. We've achieved this both in Europe and in the US and in other geographies All filings that we develop are for the world because we believe we want to broaden access. But these are large markets. It's a big asset. And that is really what this was. So the validation was a big milestone, and I'm very proud that the teams achieved it in the course of the last quarter.
So Shreehas, then when does this launch start? I'm just trying to understand that. When would the company start launching? Now, what is next?
So the launch thing, I think it's important to see what's coming up in the next 12 months. In the next 12 months, now that we've got the US FDA approval, or I would say the classification as VAI, that allows us to launch new products into the United States, you will see us bring in bevacizumab in the oncology space. You'll see us bringing aspart, which is in the diabetes space. And then we just talked about ustekinumab, which was the other product in the autoimmune space. And then the denosumab that you just referred to is going to be coming in after it's approved, because these three products were approved. Denosumab is under review. So once approved, you will bring that. Our biosimilar aflibercept, which is also a biosimilar to a very large asset called Eylea, is already approved. And once we get past the litigation that we have, we will be in a position to bring that to patients worldwide. We'll, of course, be bringing it to Canada in July of this year.
Very busy. And just a last quick one. Are you considering any strategic initiative around the small molecule business? Maybe separate listing, divestment, anything on that front? Is that a thought process right now?
I think the small molecule business, even today on the earnings call, the CEO of that business, Siddharth Mittal, did talk about the fact that it's been a long time coming that our GLP-1s will play out. We've had some success already with the regulatory process in UK, and we are looking to bring this product to other geographies shortly. So clearly, there's a lot more excitement than we've had before. So we are very confident of how our small molecule generic business will play out in certain niche therapy areas, which will be very complementary to what Biocon Biologics does as well.
Okay, that was our colleague Vinnii in conversation with the management of Biocon. In the meantime, as we are awaiting the economic survey, which will be tabled in the parliament shortly, look at the market. Market's going gangbusters. Good mood out there last couple of days. And we are at the highest point of the recent 10-day trading trajectory on the Nifty. So going with full hopes into the event. Take a break. Come back with more in just a bit.